Welcome to Personal Mastery Training. I'm your host, Alvin Brown, former world-class athlete turned entrepreneur and consultant. Join us as we learn from guests who have conquered their inner battles and share their journeys to success. Get ready for inspirational masterclasses and thought-provoking strategy sessions to fuel your path to personal mastery. Let's dive in. Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to another episode, a strategy episode of Personal Mastery Training. As you know, these episodes are all about inspirations that I've had, conversations I've had with clients, things I've learned, epiphanies, things my clients have shared with me that I know I can share with you to help you grow, because what one person goes through, we all go through it. We're not so unique most times in what we're going through, but we often think we are. Anyways, here's this episode. It's called Stop Loitering with Your Greatness, or around your greatness. And this was given to me, shared on a sports program I was watching, Shannon Sharp, Shay. And he was talking about the Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum, the basketball player for the Celtics. He's 25 years old. He's been to the finals a couple of times, or he's gone into the post-season games a few times, but he's come up short. And so they were talking about the idea that, do you think it's okay that he doesn't get the championship this year? And Shannon Sharp, he really gave a deliberation that I thought was unbelievable, and it hit me, and I want to share it with you. He started talking about the idea that Jason Tatum has to stop playing with his greatness. He has to stop loitering with greatness. He has to stop window shopping greatness and just walk right in there and get what's his. And so this really hit me when he said this word about loitering around greatness. So that made me want to dive a little deeper and look up exactly what the word loitering means. Obviously, it's pretty straightforward, but I want to dive deeper. Most times when I hear something, I want to dive in and dive a little deeper and get the real deal and then deliver it to you, deliberate on it. All right, here it is. Loitering. Noun. The act of lingering aimlessly, or as if aimlessly in or about a place. So hanging around, just loitering, aimless, nothing to do. Number 2, the act of moving at a slow rate. In an idle manner with purposeless stops. Third, the act of wasting time or dawdling over work. So when you think of those definitions, loitering around greatness, the act of lingering aimlessly, the act of moving in slow, wasting time, dawdling over work. And when you think about your greatness, the things you want to achieve in life, Napoleon Hill even called it drifting. Most of us just drift through life. So when you think about that, that really hit me, because how many times, or currently, a lot of us out there, a lot of people say, oh, you've done great. You've done pretty good. Why do you keep pushing? Well, a lot of us out there are like myself. If you've still got a beating heart in your body and blood pumping through your veins, you still know there's stuff to do. I can't even imagine just aimlessly wandering around not contributing to the world, not adding value. That's just me. Doesn't have to be for everybody. But I know for sure a lot of you out there have unfinished business. I know it. I've seen it, enough of it. A lot of you, and if you don't have unfinished business, a lot of you, there's a part of you, I don't even care. This doesn't have to be about you becoming a superstar, or you becoming, climbing mountains or anything like that, or doing it for anybody else. It's just, there's some part of you that you could level up, whether it be in your personal life, professional life, athletic, fitness, nutrition. There's some part of you. So you could totally use this information and apply it to yourself. Think about it. When he said that, stop loitering. And when I gave you those definitions of loitering, someone loitering around a place of business, usually they call the cops, because they wonder what you're doing. You're aimlessly out there just wandering around. window shopping greatness. Just think about that. Now, I know when I heard it, I thought, man, there's been many times in my past, my athletic days, and even now, that I'm always leveling myself up. I'm my toughest critic. I'm always aiming to just make life exciting and go to that next level. Whatever that next level is for you, run your own race. I'm not saying you compare yourself to somebody else. This is not about this relentless good enough thing. No, it's about this idea that I have more to give the world. I am leaving something on the table. So when you think about it, loitering around greatness, think about where in your life are you loitering? Just wandering around. I could do more, but I'm just aimlessly wandering, looking at it. So how can we start to shift that focus? So here's how we can start. One, what is it that you want? What is your why? What's the legacy that you want to leave? What is it that you want to do that's unfinished for you? Two, where can you get the information, the guide, the steps, the strategies you need to take your game to that next level? I love the quote or wisdom. I'm going to throw out the word quote because quote's so empty. But I love the wisdom that I don't want to climb the ladder of success, get to the top and find I was against the wrong wall. So first thing I want you to do is to get some clarity. What is it what's lingering in you? What's gnawing at you? What's the unfinished business? And how can you sharpen your axe? If it's years ago that you wanted to sing, write, dance, produce, start a business, but it's been a little rusty, you've pushed it down, you've let your dreams die down, what can you do now to reignite the fire again? What can you do to get it going? What mentor, what book, what course, what program can you start to start the fire rolling again? Then who can you hang around? What group, what coach, what mentor? What can you do to spark and keep the fire going? What can you do that? And the third one, discipline. Because motivation is great. I'm telling you all this and you get fired up and you maybe get something started. But what can keep you going? Well, here's what keeps you going. When motivation wanes, which it does, how about a process? How about you build yourself a process that you can lean on and you just do it automatic? These are the 4 steps that's in my 4 pillars of mastery. First pillar is I want you to get clear. What do you want? What lights you up? And what fire have you let dim down? And you know it's still burning in you. Number 2, courage. How can you develop the courage? What's the narrative that's stopping you from going for it? I'm too old. Someone else is doing it. No one else in my family. Or maybe you've been the one who's been talking about those people, the rich. You got to give up something to get something. All those kind of narrative that stopped you. How can you dissect them and throw them out so you can build the courage you need? They say courage is not the absence of fear. It's that something else is more important than the fear you're feeling or the narrative you're saying. What's more important? You don't want to die with your music still in you. Number 3, commitment. How can you be committed? What's your values? If one of your values is truth, if it is integrity, then how can you tie those values to your passion project? And finally, consistency. How can you be more consistent? Build a structure, build a process that guarantees the outcome. Because if you're using motivation, it's going to wane. So the question is, how can you stop loitering around greatness? It's time. Time to kick the door down, as Shannon Sharp says, walk in, claim your greatness finally. So when that final day comes, when it's your last time and you're lying there peacefully, thinking, you have a smile on your face, and you know I did it. As opposed to getting that place and you say, man, I left them on the table. Now, in my last moment, I realize I shoulda, coulda, and I woulda. I don't want to do that myself personally. And I'll leave you with Jim Rohn's greatest wisdom that he shared. Jim Rohn is a speaker, passed away many years ago, but he left a beautiful one. He said, regret weighs tons, while a little bit of discipline weighs ounces. So remember that. All right. So stop loitering. Stop window shopping greatness. Go in there and get what's yours. All right. Peace.